Welcome to Botches Off-Road. Today we're talking about marketplace do's and don'ts. Obviously, being off-roaders, we spend a lot of time on marketplace, browsing, buying, selling. I'm an addict. Mark's an addict.
I mostly browse.
Gavin's an addict.
I'm a recovering. Haven't done it in a while, but I'm a recovering addict. I've been to my meetings. I usually go through and buy not really vehicles, but a lot of camp equipment. And that's a great place for anyone who's starting out to get good quality camp equipment for way cheaper and still be decent quality when you get it for the most part. I've gotten a lot of my camp stuff. My slide was from Marketplace, my fridge slide. My propane stove was from Marketplace, and that came with a tank that Alex has now.
Your winch plate?
Winch plate. The winch came from Facebook, so that kind of counts.
I count it.
Yeah, I mean, I've had a lot. The tires came from Facebook. So yeah, most of everything that I have came from Facebook. Few of them came off of Amazon, and that's pretty much been it. I mean, it's a great place to get your stuff, and especially when you're starting out and you're on a budget. But yeah, there's definitely some do's and don'ts on both sides of the spectrum.
Yep.
And why don't we talk about do's as a buyer/seller, and talk about that if you have anything to add, Alex, as far as buying goes.
I think, there's your obvious ones. You got to feel out a situation. 9 times out of 10, you're going to want to have some type of protection because there are some fucking creeps out there, dude. I've found that specifically with buying cars, if you're buying a car under I'd say under $5,000, $4,000. We'll say $4,000. There's a lot of sketchy deals going on under $4,000 on Marketplace, dude.
Yeah, I mean, people are definitely trying to sell, and they know what they're doing. They're trying to sell $1,000 piece of shit cars. They're leaving stuff out of the information on purpose, and they're shooting up to $4,000 because they know someone's gonna shoot them down and offer them $2,500, which is $1,500 more than they thought they were gonna get in the first place. So there's always that sketchiness, and Craigslist was kind of like that too. I think Craigslist is worse because of the responsiveness and stuff, but
I think so you get more responsiveness on Marketplace, but you also get a lot more of people setting up things and then just ghosting you.
Yeah, I've had that a lot. When I was selling my Subaru Baja, I had people asking, number one, asking all sorts of things. Get pictures all around your car before I mean under your car, under the hood, everywhere before, because you'll have people messaging you at 11 p.m. about what the underside of the car looks like, and you're like, well, what the fuck? Like, can you go take a picture? Like, fuck you, dude. So yeah, you already have all the pictures, already have all the mileage, and obviously everything, the last oil change. Get everything that you need to know, put on some notes or something if that's not already in your Marketplace ad, and have it ready, because these people are going to waste your time, and they're going to ask you a million questions about stuff that doesn't even inherently matter.
When I sell a car, I mean, I almost run out of characters on the description, because I'll have what I've done to it, what I know about it. I'll have every picture you could ever want, frame, everything underneath. Any drip that I've got, I take pictures of that. Obviously, rust. We live in the Midwest, and life sucks.
Yeah.
So I mean, I run it through the ringer, dude. Anything I can find on this car.
I do too, and I think this is a do, and this is what I've done. I've sold a few Marketplace cars, and one, I'm solid with the as is, because I've had a lot of people drive it for a half a day, come back, and maybe it's just not what they were looking for, or maybe they're like, I'm not a dishonest seller. Everything is out front
Yeah.
for that very reason. You knew what you're buying.
Mm-hmm.
You accepted. You signed a piece of paper. You handed me the money. The deal's done. You're not coming back later and going, and I've had this literally happen with the Subaru. They're coming back later and going, he drove out of the driveway. I saw him turn around and come back, and he goes, the fact that the doors automatically locked on us and I locked my keys in your car, I think that was just a sign I shouldn't buy this. I said, you already gave me the money, dude. He's like, I know, but like, so yeah, I always put in the ad as is. We're not playing games, so people know.
Well, and you're really protected by law by that, because in Michigan, all used car sales are as is.
Right.
I actually got sued. I sold a 2002 Ram 1500. Maybe it was an 03. Doesn't matter. It was a third gen.
Mm-hmm.
With a 5.9 in it. And the guy came and looked at it, and he found a crack in the frame that I didn't even know was there. And he asked for money off. I gave him $1,000 off the price because, again, I didn't even know that was there. So he gave me like $1,800 for a truck that was probably worth like $400, right? And he took it home. The next day, he put it on a lift and the truck folded in half. So he took me to court over it. And I was like, dude, he wanted like $1,000 to repair the lift at the shop, and he wanted $1,000 to cover the truck. And I'm like, you paid $1,800 for it. If I give you $1,000, you got it, or I give you $2,000, you got it for free. Yeah. And the judge was like, yeah. And this is an as-is state. And I'm like, dude, it's not that I felt or I wanted to screw you. You found something I didn't know was there. I took $1,000 off the price. You still purchased it.
Yep.
On that point, it's not on me at all.
No. And people, and I have been one of those people that have, when I was 17 or 18, I bought a 96 Firebird. I ran it up and down the block. Everything was good. It was parked in grass. Checked the oil. Everything was good. I got about 15 miles out and I started overheating. My engine started making sounds. I was smoking at stoplights. There was a dime-sized hole in my oil pan, and he put that gum, what is that, Plastisteel?
JB Weld?
Yeah, JB Weld. He put that on the hole to try to slow it and filled it up full of oil. And I bought it as is, and I completely fucked myself, but that was my fault for not going over every inch of this car. It was like the thing's 2 inches off of the ground, though, and it was in grass.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't see a goddamn thing. I had no way to get it lifted, no way to see under it. So, like, I feel like that was kind of like part of the plan there. Like, he knew that.
Yeah.
He did not disclose any of that on me. So, like, obviously, as a buyer, people are going to try and shiv you and fuck you over. It's unfortunately, it's your responsibility and your own luck to be able to find that. Mine was a little bit of both. It was my responsibility to get under that car and really look it over, but also, I mean, with where it was and how it would have been kind of hard either way. It's like, how do you even do that? You had to bring ramps, I guess, and drive it up there and look under everything before you buy it. I mean, some sellers aren't that patient either. I've also been one of those sellers that sometimes I got shit to do. If you tell me you want to meet at 10:30, you better fucking be here at 10:25, not 10, not 11. Not ghost me and get a hold of me at fucking 3 p.m. the next day and go, oh yeah, sorry, I had something else going on. Dude, I canceled my whole fucking day to make sure I was there.
Same thing as a buyer. Oh, here's a do when you're buying also. Do get the address before you leave.
Yeah.
Because, like, on Saturday, these people were like, oh, we'll give you the address in the morning. And I was like, you know what? Okay, fair. They don't want to just give their address out willy-nilly, right? We'd agreed upon noon, so we knew what city we were going to. So we left in the time that we needed to get down there, got all the way down to Battle Creek, and I looked at my phone and still didn't have the address. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I messaged the people, and they're like, I was like, Mark, we'll wait out a half hour. If they don't respond, we'll head back, right?
Yeah.
And they respond, they're like, oh, we're sorry, there was a miscommunication, and the best person for you to talk to won't be back for another hour and a half. And I was like, no, I'm not. We agreed upon noon. I drove an hour and a half to get down here. I'm not going to drive an hour and a half, wait an hour and a half, to then spend an hour and a half loading up two sheds.
Yeah.
To then spend an hour and a half driving back.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Yeah,
Yeah.
you always get the address before you leave. I mean, and if that's happened too. I can't say that I haven't had that happen.
And like,
Especially-
I do that, but it was a really good deal on sheds, and I just kind of slipped, you know?
Yeah.
Well,
A big item like that, it's just a lot of time consumption to deal with.
Yeah.
I've had it to where like I'm buying something and I tell them that it's going to be like I'll be there at 11. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm in the city, so I search the city. I got my time. And then and then they finally give me the address later and it goes, "Oh, that's even farther than I thought.
Yeah.
It's on the farthest outskirt of the city possible to still be in the city." And I'm like, "Oh, I might be a little later." So like actually search it up before you leave. Ask for the address early. Make sure you know you have the time and get there early. Leave early, get there early. It's the most annoying thing when you're sitting out there after you cancel half your day waiting for the seller or the buyer to come show up and they're late or they don't show up. I've had so many people ghost me on Facebook saying that they were going to show up and don't say nothing. Just don't show up. It's like,
Yeah, dude.
yeah, if you have to cancel, fine. Just tell them. Tell the people that. But don't just stop messaging. That is the fucking most annoying thing ever.
Yeah.
I've gotten pretty nasty with some people over that stuff. It was like, I've had days where I've called in to work because it was a lot of money. So I did a half day at work to meet with this guy. And then he
Mhm.
doesn't show up. And I was like, dude, I just lost money waiting for your ass to come. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
take that into consideration in buying or selling. Like, make sure you communicate with these people. And if you are buying, make sure you have the presence of mind to be like, hey, and conscious to be like, we don't know what's going on in these people's lives. Let's try to make it as easy as possible, so that they're not wasting their time either.
Same as a seller. Always respond, dude. If you set up something, just be courteous with the other people because it's ridiculous to just ghost them.
This is
Yeah.
a do, or maybe just a tip too. Don't be afraid to say no. If you
Yeah,
just
for
because you drive however long you drove and you have all the money and you really, really want it, you get there and it's not what they promised. You find an issue that is a straight no deal, but you feel guilty or whatever. I've had that feeling a few times where I feel like, well, I really, really want this, and so I feel kind of pressured into buying it, or I don't want the seller to be mad at me for some reason. But like, you just, I don't know why I'm like that, but like sometimes I feel like that, and like, but it's okay to say no. It's to be like, okay, sorry, dude, this isn't what I'm looking for. We're just gonna have to go our separate ways and be done with it. Don't buy it and regret it immediately after.
And
Yeah.
don't be afraid to pivot.
Yeah.
I tend to drive long distances for my cars just because around us, never quite what I want. Like the 4Runner, I drove out to Chicago to look at a 1993 Ford Taurus show. I can't remember now. Had like 60,000 miles on it. It was a bring a trailer car at one point. Beautiful car. And as I was pulling in the guy's driveway after driving 3 hours, the car was leaving the other way with its new owner.
Yep.
Like, I got to see it drive away.
Yeah.
So then we went back to the hotel and I was like, you know what? I'm out here. I've got $6,000. Let's just look at what there is. And then I ended up bringing the 4Runner home.
Yeah. And that was a good purchase in my book, and my opinion.
Yeah.
It's done you
Same thing with the Ford. I went down to look at a 2012 dually 1-ton, and we got down there, and this thing was nothing like the guy told me it was going to be. And then I pivoted and bought that 2014. That wasn't quite what I wanted because it's a half or a 3/4 ton, but
I did that with the FJ. So I drove all the way out to Holland with my wife, and we went to this place. They told us that they could do this, 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 and this. So we went to go buy it. They come back with probably some of the worst financing options I've ever seen. The truck was a little rustier than what they had pictured. It had more miles, and while they were sitting there, and I was telling them, we're not doing this. We're not doing a $700 a month payment for a fucking 2007 FJ. Like, you guys are gonna have to lower it, or we're not buying it. And so while they were trying to figure out ways to lower it, I was looking for other FJs in the area, and found one at, I think it was Fox Motors. They literally just got it in that day, or the day before, and it had lower miles, same color, less rust, for like a little less money. Like, I think the one I was looking at was 19.5, and they had this one for 18.5, and it was better in every single way.
Yeah.
And so I showed it to them. They're like, okay, we're gonna try to work it out. I said, well, while you try, I'm gonna go over here. And so we left, went over there. They got us to closer to I think I got to like $500 a month, and that was doable. I really wanted the car, and we ended up pivoting and left home with a better quality vehicle that has done me very well these past few years. And all because we kept an open mind, and I wasn't too hard-headed with, like, hey, I want an FJ, I'm getting an FJ. Like, I had an open mind. I was like, I could get something else. I was just lucky enough that while I was looking for something else, I found another FJ, the exact same one. So, but yeah, definitely pivot.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Don't get your heart set on things, because
And when you get out to these other places, like, you might see some, like, say our area, we might see some cars from Chicago, but once you get out to Chicago, it opens up a whole nother level of cars in the area that you didn't see from here. Because Marketplace is awful at showing you listings.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Also, this is my tidbit. And you guys might disagree, but if you're going to sell a part or sell something, can you at least just clean it up? Like, I've had where I go to buy like some tires or something, and they're full of fucking ice, dirt, all sorts of shit. And I was like, if you knew you were going to sell them or something, like, couldn't you have cleaned them up? I have cleaned off tires, snow, ice, everything before I've sold them to people, and even wiped them down just so that they look a little better. So that I've had buyers appreciate the fact that I did that. They're like, oh, I just figured they'd be in a big snow pile. I'm like, hell no. Why would I do that? It's just going to make a mess.
I did sell a set of tires from a snow pile one time. I took pictures of them, and like 6 months later, someone reached out about them, and I was like, I still have them, but I haven't thought about them in 6 months.
Right. It does happen, and that's kind of what happened with those tires. And I took the brush out there and knocked all the ice out, cleaned them up. Like, if you're going to sell something, like, just clean them up. Like, have some pride in at least what you're selling. Like,
yeah, for sure.
I mean, it's just super annoying as a buyer to come in. Like, let's say you're buying, like, steering linkage or something for an XJ. You get to the guy's house, and it's, like, sitting in a bucket full of water.
Covered in oil.
Oily and water. Rust, yeah. And it's like, he's like, here it is. And you're like, really? It's fucking nasty. Like at least just, like, if you know I'm coming over, fucking take it out of the bucket at least and dry it off. Like Jesus Christ, dude. I can't stand that. If I've had that happen, I just, like, this is not what I'm looking for. I turn around and go, like,
I've went to look at cars that in the pictures was super nice and clean, and then I get out there and there's like dust halfway up, and it's got like mud pushed into the carpet, and there's like something tipped over in the passenger seat, and I'm just like, dude, what'd you use? The pictures from when you bought it?
Like, weeds all around it. Tires are flat. And you're like, dude, you knew I was coming out. Like, you didn't think to, like, put some air in the tires or something. Like, and I get it. Also, as a buyer, or as a seller, like, I understand that to a point too, to where, like, you've had so many people flake on you that you're like, okay, I'm not gonna prep the car every fucking time someone says they're gonna come out, because 8 times out of 10 they don't come out. So
Yeah.
I've had the car running, pulled out, wiped it down, wiped the inside down, threw an air freshener in it. And every time, it's like 8 out of 10 times they don't come. And I do that almost every fucking time. And there's been times where I'm like, all right, I'm not going to wipe it down. It's just, they're just going to take it as it is. But at least it's still kind of clean. Like, it's not covered in fucking, like, grass and shit all over it. And,
Yeah.
like, just have some, what do you call it? Some pride in what you're selling or something.
Yeah.
Like,
For sure. I mean, I have also bought trucks that were in a scorpion nest that I had to fix before I left.
Yeah.
But to that guy's credit, he did say, I'm asking $1,000, but if you get it out of there, I'll sell it to you for $200.
Yeah.
So like,
At that point, he knew why.
Yeah.
And you bit that on your own. I've also done that. Don't be afraid, because like when I was trying to sell my 94 Chevy and the brakes were bad on it, in the posting, I said this over and over, and this may be someone you guys might agree on, but I'm like, you can drive it out if you choose to, but as soon as you leave my driveway, it's not my responsibility. I warned you that the tires are bald, that the brakes are bad. There's one thing to say as is, with a regret, but I tell these people, like, hey, this is potentially dangerous.
yeah.
You're not gonna. I told you all about it. It's in the listing. You leave my driveway and it's sold as is. It's not my responsibility. But if you trailer it, I'll take $100 or $200 off for your gas and your time, just to make it like worth it for them to trailer it. Because I'd rather them be safe than, taking it into an intersection in Howard City and getting T-boned because they drove through it or something. I don't know. That's what I was worried about. Some kid coming up and it's like, this is my first truck. I'm so excited. I tell him all about it. He's still too excited, but pulls the trigger, gets T-boned or something. That's like what I picture in my mind.
Shows up, methed out, buys it, drives it through an intersection, gets T-boned by a 3/4 ton.
Yeah.
Gets you sued for $40,000 because you were the last registered owner. Yeah, I've been there before.
Yeah. Not doing that. So,
yeah.
And in Michigan, apparently, you don't have to have a written note, like a
No.
receipt. I still do it anyway. Like, I still have them sign it, date it, name printed, name signed, just because when they go, if they ever do say anything, I go, look, this may not be legal, like a legal document, but here's your fucking signature. You signed it. I told you what you were getting into. You accepted it. And I always keep a screenshot of my descriptions for a few months after I sell it, so that if they ever try and say I didn't say anything about it, I have the screenshots. I have the thing.
Don't
the
worry.
proof.
They might come back at you 9 months later and complain that their transmission went out.
Yeah, that's 9 months later, dude. The guy that I sold the Subi to broke the CV. I thought it was a transmission, and he tried to come after me for it. I said, dude, you've had this thing for fucking 2 weeks. I go to his Facebook page, and he's trying to do donuts in it in the dirt. I'm like, that's why. I'm like, I literally seen you fucking trying to, like, I shared the link to him. I'm like, that's on you. I don't feel bad one fucking bit. The only thing I feel bad about is the car. I feel bad for the car because I had sentimental value that I sold.
The other thing as a seller is never, I don't want to say never take payments. Payments don't work. It always ends up either badly, you're annoyed, they're annoyed, you got to hound them. Like, it's just not worth it.
Yeah. I mean, for payments, for like family, I'm a little different on that. Like, I'll do payments on family. I'm not too crazy on that.
No, family's
close
different.
family, close friends. But for some random fucking person I met, no. You cash in hand. We're not. And trading is the stupidest. I don't know about you guys, but I've had the stupidest offers for trades. For that 94?
Dude.
Oh my God.
So I had a 91 fully built pre-runner, long travel, 454, 5-speed. I mean, fully built truck. and someone offered me a 2007 Chevy Uplander with 115,000 miles on it. And she goes, well, it's kind of an upgrade for you because it's a newer model year and it's got less miles. And I'm like, I have a truck that I have 20 grand into. I'm selling for $6,000. You have a truck that's worth, Blue Book, $1,300.
Yeah.
Like, that's not an upgrade for me.
Dude, for my 94, I was trying to sell it for like 2,500. I had someone get, it was like a 6th wheel camper, like a and they're like, I have a camper, and I was like, all right, well, let's see it. And he goes, it's fucking trashed. I don't know if you remember me sharing that picture to you guys, but they were mathed out. Like, there was trash all around it. There was like food in the sinks and on the side of the counters, and you could see stains everywhere in it. And I told that person, I'm like, this looks like you lived in here. They're like, no, it's just for storage. I'm like, no, someone lived in here. It looks like someone nasty lived in here. Like, absolutely not. And then I had another guy who's like, try to guilt trip me. He was like, this is my first truck. I really need it to get to work. And I said, well, number one, it needs work to be able to get you back and forth to work. And I said, and number two, I'm not taking a cheap Walmart 22 long rifle and a cheap Walmart shotgun.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one, too.
Yep. I had one guy try to trade me for an FN handgun, which the FN's nice, but I'm not trading a handgun.
The cereal was scratched off.
Yep. I'm like,
Yeah, I remember.
I'm like,
Nope.
I'm not doing that either. Like, not going on a watch list for a fucking, $1,500 truck. So, yeah, don't be afraid to say no. A lot of these trades are fucking stupid and worthless. One guy tried to trade me an outboard motor for a boat I don't have. And he had like a bucket of fucking junk in his garage. He's like, this.
Back in the day, you could get some legitimate good trades.
Yeah, you could do some good barters. And I've always been open to barter. I love bartering. I think the barter system is the way. Like, if somebody like Jesse had came by to get that off-road flag for the dunes. Yeah. And I was like, you could pay me whatever you feel like. I said, or you can bring me some like home-baked goods or something. I said, you bring me some fresh fruit or home-baked goods or vegetables. I said, well, I'll take that. And like, bartering system for smaller stuff, dude, works great when you don't like really need the money. But it's like, if I'm spending $20 on vegetables anyway at the grocery store, and you just bring me some of your vegetables out of your garden, I find that equal. Or some eggs or, whatever.
Even cars, dude. Like, I used to flip cars and trade cars like crazy, and you could do it for a long time.
Yeah.
And then, like, COVID hit. I don't know. I did some really good trading at the beginning of COVID, but then all of a sudden it just dried up and it was done. Like,
yeah. Well, all the used car prices got crazy. I think everybody was getting those little $1,000 checks because they were stay at home rather than work. So they were getting $1,000 a week and buying up all the fucking cars. That was dumb.
I built a Power Stroke with that.
I did not get to do that. I was one of those needed workers at Tractor Supply.
I was needed too.
Well, dude, we were still getting we still got checks though. I got 2 stimulus checks.
Oh, well, yeah.
I think I got 2.
I got 1 because I did my taxes wrong the year before and they yanked it all out.
I got 2, Kaylin got 2, and we used all of it to build that Power Stroke.
Yeah. I had people, somewhat unrelated, but I had people that I was working with at Tractor Supply quit so that they didn't have a job so they could collect $1,000 a week because they had made 2 to 3 times more than I was making working at Tractor Supply.
Yeah.
I was making like $1,100 every 2 weeks. They were making $2,000 every 2 weeks.
I had literally just started my job here at the farm when COVID hit. Like, I started in March and COVID really got bad in April. Like,
that was the biggest push. Like, I have to say this has to be a huge addition in unemployment. And people like, I know like when I started working at Gerber, unemployment and work from home was like, everybody was unemployed. Everybody was working from home.
Yeah.
And then there was a massive push to force everybody to stop working from home. Like Gerber
Yep.
was forcing people to come back. And it was like, if they can do their jobs at home, why the fuck do you need them in there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we want everyone to have a sense of like blah, 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 blah. And I was like, no, you guys have a building you're paying for and you want them to, you want them to be there.
A big part of dragging people back from work from home is that jobs weren't getting done fully. They were doing partial jobs.
Yeah, like there's a lot I'm sure to it, but it was like a lot of these jobs you could very well work from home.
Oh, yeah.
Or at least hybrid. And these people were, there's people that are from New Mexico that were working at the Gerber branch in Michigan, and they're like, you guys hired me during COVID, said that work from home was good, and now that COVID's over, you guys want me to start coming to office? I work in New Mexico. How the fuck is this supposed to work?
Yeah.
So that was fun, but that was a big drop. And then I noticed everybody was like, along with that, marketplace got fucking crazy. Houses got fucking crazy. Everything.
Oh, yeah.
Everything.
Well,
The
yeah,
housing
'cause-
market went fucking.
Well, people were staying at home, and because they're at home with their families, they don't like their families, so they need more space to get away from their families.
Yeah.
They're buying bigger houses.
Yep, everyone's panic buying, everyone's panic selling.
Yeah.
Everything is fucking getting crazy expensive, and everybody's buying out all the bread and toilet paper. And
I'll never forget the day that I saw a truck rustier than my OBS 7.3 sell for 16 grand. And I was like, dude, I gotta pawn this thing off right now. And I didn't, and then I sold it for like $1,000.
yeah, no, it's crazy. I think the biggest part of COVID that wasn't the notes we had to show to cops. That was crazy. That says I was an essential worker. We had printed out notes that we had to carry with us in our wallets that says that we were essential workers in Michigan. It was a Tractor Supply. Yeah, it was a Tractor Supply corporate thing. It's a corporate blanket that because in some states it was required that you had some kind of
That's
ID. It was a blanket
ridiculous.
requirement for the whole company. They just put it out for everybody. So
That's stupid.
yeah, along with masks, which everybody fought. But anyway, that was the craziest thing was me walking in and not seeing bread. Like the whole bread aisle gone, and I'm like,
Toilet paper.
toilet paper. I was like, I had some of that, but like first time walking into a grocery store and having no chicken, no bread, like no eggs, and you're like, what the fuck? That's crazy. That was a wild time. That was a lot of fun. I can't wait to do it again.
Yeah.
Next time the
Hit the
government,
virus.
next time the government plans a mass extinction event, I'm ready for it.
I do
Also,
think
our
it's
parasite
funny
right
that-
now.
Yeah.
Well, you guys saw
Funny-
that cruise ship.
Oh,
That
that
the
too.
virus, yeah.
yeah,
And then we bullied the government, and then it just disappeared like it
Yeah.
never happened.
yep. Everyone's fine. It's
All right.
crazy.
Well, we got off topic in the end there, but there's hopefully someone gets something out of the marketplace do's and don'ts. I think we were kind of all over
Also,
the spectrum there.
one last
I at least got. I was about to say I got one too.
okay. One
Okay.
is to be responsive. Do not
Yes.
leave these people on red. Do not come back the next day. Be as responsive as you can on both sides, because we don't have time to sit and wait for you to on either side as a buyer
Yeah.
or a seller. Like,
Hmm.
and if you wait too long, we're going to find somewhere else to go.
For sure. All right, Mark, what's yours?
So I had to help my parents get rid of doors, and so it was free. They weren't selling it or anything. We put all the description and the exact measurements of what's all the doors, and said like used, got like scratches and all that. Gave all the dimensions
Yep.
for the different doors. I think they had like 2 or 3 people show up, measure the doors, and said it's not the right size. Like, guys, we put the dimensions in the description. Read the description.
Yeah, read the description, please. My God. I've also had that happen too, where they're like, oh, I didn't know the car was having this issue. It's in the description in bold. Can you not read?
Yeah.
No, it's people that only read picture books, so they're used to just scrolling. So I'm going to start putting it in like emblems in the picture slides. I'm going to start doing like broken engine, like so people know and can understand because they can't read. So we'll make it easy for them, like a picture book.
All right. Well, I think it's time we get on over to the next one.
All right.
Yep.
We'll talk to you later.
Catch you later.
Later.